welcoming you back to the desk of Caddicarus. Join us as we partake into a new installment of Current Quickies.
Hello, my duckers, and this time we'll be having a look at Resident Evil 4 on PS4. Phew. This game is not only as good as I remember it being, but also has the definitive console way to play it now, if you're replaying it, or even better, if you've never played the game before. But what else can I say? Well...
I think by this point, especially if you follow my channel, you know how much I love Resident Evil 4. The game itself is a classic of its era with the right balance of all-out sort action against impossible odds and nail-biting tension in dark and damp hallways against creatures that regenerate limbs, and the way that the game is paced from a slow and horrifically atmospheric intro to an all-out bloodbath with no ammo and roaring chainsaws in the most unsettling occultist rural Spanish village is phenomenal. This follows onto an 18-hour epic adventure through countless and increasingly more impressive environments with more aggressive enemies as you also find treasures, keep them and combine them with other treasures to increase their value, save money, upgrade your arsenal, and take over everything from the village with a giant spinal mutant waiting for you along with a swampy and stormy lake with a man-eating monster in the water, to a huge winding castle with rituals to twist people into whatever this thing is, and all culminating into an outro on a military island with the main bad guy mutating to hell and back after you survive the underground operating rooms of demonic experiments that started the whole game off. For a game that's nearly 12 years old now, the style, the design, the memorably awful yet intentionally cheesy and hilarious quotable dialogue, the diversity in the locations, how you don't even feel like you're playing it for that long, the overnumbered situations that force you to keep moving and shooting in tiny spaces, the bosses that all have unique approaches and that can genuinely give you heart tremors from how the camera angles work, and of course for it being an action game more than horror, yet filling your case with dotted amounts of ammo makes it, as far as I'm concerned, essential to not only third-person games but also survival horror. The balance and pacing here is just right here for third person, and I know people said that the handful of times you escort Ashley is annoying and bullshit, but you know what? I think it's one of the few times escorting has been done spot on with simple single button commands for her, plenty of room for error if she gets caught, no real need to upgrade her health if you're quick, places for her to wait and hide. Yeah, it really isn't as bad as people say if you ask me, and in some places it amps up the tension to great levels. I won't lie, replaying it after all this time has opened up more cracks as the years have gone on. For instance, I think a look behind button would have saved the game from the odd frustrating death. The Quicktime Events, even though novel at the time and not that excessive at all, can be unbelievably precise and unfair during cutscenes, and forcing players to sit through entire stretches of things they've already seen before because they understandably put the controller down to enjoy the cheese fest is not that great. And I really wish a better dodging mechanic was used instead of the odd time that you quick time your way out of a sticky situation. A little more maneuverability would have been really appreciated with some of the bosses especially. But that's just what I think about the game itself, and the fact that I think it still holds up magnificently today throughout its huge campaign and abundance of post-game content is wonderful enough as it stands, but now with it being on PS4, wow, it's the only way to play the game on a console if you ask me, if you don't want to play it on a PC. The sharp and tightened character models, the crisper sound design, the deep and rich visual effects looking gorgeous, not muddy anymore, the flawless 60 FPS and the way smooth the control kind of speaks for itself if you ask me. And the difference between this and even the PS3 version is crystal clear, I'm happy to report. There are no major additional features from the PS3 version, but honestly I don't think it needs any more, and everything here checks out as far as remasters go. No glitches did I ever come across, no drops in frame rate, no clunky sound bites, everything checks out here. The only major things I wish were improved were, for instance, the addition of a look behind command. That surely can't be too hard to add. And I've got to be honest, some of these textures are a little bit, well, shit. They aren't everywhere, but when you notice them on the walls, it really does make you look twice, especially since the rest of the game is so damn beautiful. But still, would it have been that hard to amp up some of these textures for PS4 if the remaster was already happening in the first place? I don't know, but either way, this is still an amazing remaster of an amazing game for an amazing price. And if you've never played it before and want to try it on a console instead of PC, pick this up now. And if not, well, like I said, this is the definitive console experience only, and I can only assume that the PC has looked like this for years, so please keep that in mind.
This game gets a 9 out of fucking 10. Is this the best way to play the game on a console? If you ask me, yes. But is it as good a remaster as Resident Evil GameCube? No, not if you ask me. Phew.